All right, guys, a lot of you have been saying that your sales have been pretty low on your past few parties. So I was going to give you a quick some recommendations that will help you hopefully to increase those sales. One thing I remember seeing on a video that Gina did back in like December or January, I can't remember when, and she talked about doing recommendations. And I took some of the suggestions that she had on that video, and it really helped. When I started doing that, I saw a huge increase in my sales. So here's what I'm going to show you today. So I'm just going to do a really quick recommendation for you. Hopefully you'll be able to see the screen thing here. So I have a person in a party who is wanting recommendations for a 5-year-old girl. So a 5-year-old, I usually my first go-to is to do a phonics book. So let's do Bug in a Rug. So I'll click on that, check all the stuff, and then I go up here, I copy the link, and then I go to Facebook. And so here's the person who's looking for, and then I'm going to write a little quick blurb here, whatever that may be. I can't really type and talk at the same time. I'll start saying what I'm typing. So yada, yada, yada. So you kind of get the idea. I'll write a little blurb there saying why I think the person, usually on the phonics books, since your daughter is about the age that they start learning to read, our phonics series is really great because they, yada, yada, yada. And then once I'm done with that, I'll click that, and then I'll click enter. I'm not going to do it yet since I'm obviously not done and I'm working on this for a party for tomorrow. But that has really helped my helped my sales. So I don't put a number on how many I want to do for each person. I just kind of go with the flow and figure out how many, until I kind of unless I don't go too crazy. I don't try and, load them up too much, but I try to give a good amount of recommendations. And you want to make them personal. I think that's what I've seen with a lot of you, is that you're using a lot of graphics and a lot of just kind of general. And I would really strongly encourage you to do it for each person and make sure that you're giving them individual recommendations. The other thing I like to do is to make sure that I vary what I'm going to do. So like on here, there's a couple of people on here who have like 5. So if you see on here, 5-year-old, I believe there's one down here that's got a kid that age as well. So I kind of try to, 6-year-old. So I try to vary it up. So I'm not going to give a phonics book to every single one. I will try a phonics book on the first one, and then maybe on this one I'll suggest, since it looks like this person may be a little bit stronger reader, I can suggest the beginner series, or on maybe the bigger set of phonics books. I'm going to vary it up. So like, for instance, this 2-year-old girl, I'm going to give some things that are geared towards that. So I'm going to make sure that I give each person different ones. And then on this post, I'm going to make sure I put at the bottom, hey, make sure you read everybody else's recommendations in case you see something that you can't live without. So really make those recommendations personal. Put the link in there. That way they're going to your website. They're seeing what we have to offer. They can see how much we have to offer, which is great. And then once they start looking at the books you recommend, they start finding other things that they like, that they think their kid would like as well. And that's when they start building that wish list, that cart, and then they're going to purchase. So, and the other thing I started doing, and this is from Gina as well, is that when I give it to them, I like their post, and then I put hi, whoever, tag them, since we can finally do that again. Thank you, Facebook. And then I'll work on some recommendations for you. That way, this pops up on their notifications on their Facebook thing. That way, they'll come back to the event page. If you just start listing things, I think sometimes it gets kind of lost in the mix. This way they'll see somebody has tagged you or mentioned you in a comment, not just somebody has commented on your thing. So it kind of, I think, makes them come back to this page and look at it a little bit closer. So that's my first recommendation as far as to try and increase sales.